Want to get cover? Hey, stand by. Stand by.
Suspect is south of Oakwood.
Get out of the car.
Get on the ground! Get on the ground! Drop the gun! Drop the gun! Put it down! Over there! What's up? Ah!
Get on the ground!
Inwood, Manhattan, on October 16, 2022, at approximately 3 a.m., a street altercation escalated into a fatal police-involved shooting. The incident, which unfolded near the intersection of Dyckman Street and Nigel Avenue, resulted in the death of 29-year-old Joel Kaplan. The event began with a heated dispute among a group of individuals on the sidewalk, as captured by a nearby CCTV camera. The argument quickly turned physical, with several people becoming involved in a brawl. Responding to the disturbance, officers from the NYPD's 34th Precinct arrived at the scene. Body-worn camera footage from Officer Rivera and Officer Stabile shows them exiting their vehicle and immediately confronting the chaotic scene. In the midst of the altercation, police identified Joel Kaplan as being armed with a firearm. Officers can be heard repeatedly shouting commands for Kaplan to drop his weapon. The situation escalated rapidly as police perceived a threat, leading to 4 officers discharging their firearms. The body cam footage captures the intense moments as multiple shots were fired. Kaplan was struck multiple times and was transported to a local hospital, where he was pronounced dead. A bystander also sustained a graze wound during the incident. A handgun was recovered at the scene. This incident highlights the inherent dangers faced by law enforcement when responding to volatile situations involving armed individuals in crowded public spaces. Las Vegas, Nevada. On the night of March 17, 2019, a tense confrontation between Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department officers and an armed robbery suspect, identified as William Contradice, ended in a fatal officer-involved shooting. The events, captured on officer body-worn cameras and surveillance footage, unfolded after a series of armed robberies were reported in the area. The incident began earlier in the evening when police received reports of a masked individual robbing a local business at gunpoint. Surveillance footage from the business shows a person in a white hoodie brandishing 2 firearms and taking money from the cash register. Later that night, LVMPD officers on patrol identified a person matching the suspect's description, William Contradice, walking in a commercial area. Body cam footage shows officers approaching Contradice, who was wearing a green hooded sweatshirt. As officers exited their patrol vehicle, they repeatedly ordered him to show his hands. The footage shows Officer Anton Gurup and Officer Nicholas Sadie N. pointing their firearms at Contradice, who initially keeps his hands near his waistband. The officers continued to give verbal commands, telling him to get on the ground. Contradice, with his hands raised, began to walk toward the officers as instructed. As he got closer, officers ordered him to turn around and get on his knees. Contradice complied, kneeling on the pavement with his hands still in the air. As an officer moved to apprehend him, Contradice suddenly lowered his hands toward his waistband. In response, Officer Gurup fired a single shot, striking Contradice, who then fell to the ground. Officers immediately rendered medical aid to Contradice at the scene before he was transported to a local hospital, where he was pronounced deceased. Investigators later recovered a firearm from Contradice's waistband. This incident highlights the split-second decisions law enforcement officers face in potentially deadly encounters. The body camera footage provides a transparent look at the events leading up to the shooting, demonstrating the rapid escalation of the situation.
Shots fired.
Roosevelt Island, New York, on the night of August 4, 2023, ended in a fatal police shooting. At approximately 11:30 p.m., officers from the New York Police Department were called to an apartment building at 540 Main Street following a 911 call from a concerned relative. The caller reported that a 21-year-old man was emotionally distressed, possibly under the influence of marijuana, and threatening a family member with a knife. Upon arrival, body camera footage shows the officers entering the lobby and preparing to go to the apartment. As some of the officers entered an elevator, the 21-year-old man, whose name has been withheld at the request of his family, suddenly exited a second elevator. Armed with a knife, the man immediately lunged at an officer positioned near the lobby door.
Four boy shots fired. 10-13, shots fired. Drop the knife!
In the confined space, the situation escalated rapidly. One officer deployed a taser, while two others fired their service weapons, striking the man multiple times as he advanced on them with the knife. The man fell to the ground just outside the elevator. The officers immediately began life-saving measures and called for an ambulance. He was transported to a nearby hospital, but succumbed to his injuries in the early morning hours of August 5th.
Try it here, maybe. Central, shots fired, Main Street. Drop it! Drop the knife!
Seventh floor, right?
Yes.
No, I'm saying it's like I'm SWAT.
Huh?
Like I'm SWAT.
Oh. I thought you said you're sweating.
Funny enough, the NYPD doesn't have a SWAT team. Silly monster.
Four boy shots fired. 10-13, shots fired. Drop the knife! Drop the knife!
Seventh floor, right?
Yes.
This incident underscores the complex and dangerous challenges law enforcement faces when responding to individuals experiencing a mental health crisis. The rapid and aggressive nature of the attack in a confined space left the officers with minimal time to de-escalate the situation. For the public and law enforcement, this tragic event highlights the critical need for enhanced mental health support systems and co-response models, where mental health professionals can assist officers in such volatile situations. It also serves as a stark reminder of the split-second decisions officers are forced to make when confronted with a deadly threat, and the devastating consequences that can follow. Los Angeles, California, on May 2, 2023, at approximately 9:40 a.m. at the Vermont Beverly Metro Station. The incident began when a citizen reported to Los Angeles Police Department Transit Services Division officers that a man, later identified as 30-year-old Frank Owusu, had struck her in the head. As officers were broadcasting a description of Owusu, he began to flee the scene. Security footage shows Owusu running from the officers. Armed with a knife, he ran up an escalator, prompting the officers to broadcast that they were in pursuit of a man with a knife. Owusu exited the subway station and continued to a parking lot in the 300 block of North Vermont Avenue. Body camera footage captures an officer repeatedly instructing Owusu to put the knife away. Despite these commands, Owusu continued to evade the officers. As he moved towards the street, an officer can be heard saying, "Hey man, you gotta go, you gotta leave." When Owusu turned back towards the officers, they drew their weapons, and one officer is heard on his radio stating, "There is a man with a knife." The chase continued up an escalator to the street level. In the parking lot, Owusu advanced on the officers while still armed with the knife. The officers repeatedly commanded him to drop the knife.
MP425. MP425 is going to be a male white, approximately 30 years of age, in black shirt, gray sweatpants.
MP425 is the suspect's a male, white, 30 years, black shirt, gray sweats, Vermont Beverly, 1707.
425 going to be a foot pursuit towards Hammer 9, northbound, Vermont, towards Oakwood. 425 be advised that the suspect is to stab a citizen.
All units 31 MP425 is in foot pursuit of 450 man with a knife, northbound Vermont towards Oakwood, requesting backup area unit supervisor.
425.
425
suspect committing a Vermont apart. Hey, put your hands up, man.
Move backward! I'm not playing with you. Grab my neck, I want you.
Hey, Airship, can you direct me this in, please? Hey!
I repeat your location. You're free, so we have the frequency. Guys, I got them. They're going to be just south of Oakwood.
Hey, just drop the knife, bro. Relax, just drop the knife.
421, U-turn southbound Vermont. I got them in the rear. They're going to be in a parking lot.
Drop the knife, bro. Hey, partner, get cover. Hey, stand by. Stand by.
As Owusu continued to approach one of the officers, an officer-involved shooting occurred. Owusu was struck by the gunfire and fell to the ground. The knife he was armed with was recovered at the scene. Owusu was transported to a local hospital where he underwent surgery and was listed in stable condition. The initial victim, who was struck by Owusu, was treated at the scene for a contusion to her head. This incident highlights the challenges law enforcement officers face when encountering individuals armed with weapons who are non-compliant. The event underscores the importance of de-escalation training and the split-second decisions officers must make to ensure public safety and their own. For the public, it serves as a reminder of the potential dangers in public spaces and the importance of reporting suspicious activity to the authorities.
Traffic, right? Get to this.
Get out of the platform, all right?
Everyone, MP425 is Your suspect's a male, white, 30 years, black shirt, gray sweat.
Hey!
Vermont, Beverly,
Hey!
14 man with a knife. Incident 1707.
Hey, drop the fucking knife!
Vermont towards Oakwood.
I want to shoot you, drop the knife!
We're supposed to be advised to have a citizen.
Drop the fucking knife!
One FB425 is in foot pursuit of 415 man with a knife. Northbound Vermont towards
Drop it, I'll shoot you!
Area supervisor.
Drop it or I'll shoot you! Step away from the knife! Drop! Lay down on the ground, step away! Step away from the fucking knife! Move backward! Move backward! I'm not playing with you! You grab that knife, I will shoot you! Grab it, I'll shoot you! Grab that side! Jump out!
I repeat your location. Air free, so we have the frequency. Guys, I got them. They're going to be just south of Oakwood. They're going to be in a parking lot. Small white building, guys. Shop 421, guys. U-turn them southbound Vermont. I got them to the rear. They're going to be in a parking lot code 6 on the suspect. They have them at gunpoint.
Drop the knife! I won't shoot you! Drop the knife!
The suspect is south of Oakwood.
31 FB425, officer needs help. Shots fired. I got suspect at gun, boy. Don't fucking move! Don't move! Drop the knife!
Oh yes, officer needs help. Vermont and Beverly,
Drop
officer
the
needs
knife!
help. Shots fired.
Drop it! Drop the knife!
21 is just fine.
Drop it! Drop the fucking knife!
425 is in foot pursuit of 415 man with a knife. Northbound Vermont towards
Drop it! I'll shoot you!
Area supervisor.
Drop it or I'll shoot you! Step away from the knife! Drop! Lay down on the ground, step away! Step away from the fucking knife! Move backward!
Put your hands on there.
Move backward! I'm not playing with you! You grab that knife, I will shoot you!
Hey, Airship, can you direct me this in, please?
Grab it, I'll shoot you! Grab that fight! Jump out!
I repeat your location. Air free, guys, I got them. They're going to be just south of Oakwood. They're going to be in a parking lot.
Just drop the knife, bro. Relax, just drop the knife.
421, guys, U-turn them southbound Vermont. I got them to the rear. They're going to be in a parking lot code 6 on the suspect. They have them at gunpoint.
Drop the knife! I won't shoot you!
Drop the knife, bro. Hey, partner, get cover. Hey, stand by. Stand by.
The suspect is south of Oakwood.
425, shots fired. Officer needs help. 425, officer needs help.
Don't
Stand
fucking
by.
move!
Hey, get partner. Get
Don't
cover.
move! Drop the knife!
Oh, yes, officer needs help. Vermont, Beverly, shots fired.
Drop it! Drop the knife!
21 is just fine.
Drop it!
And I got a unit for 6, disregard all other units to respond to Vermont, just north of Beverly. And continue to hold the frequency.
San Antonio, Texas. On the night of October 2nd, 2022, a routine stop at a McDonald's parking lot escalated into a violent encounter that left a teenager critically wounded and a rookie police officer facing criminal charges. The body cam footage begins at approximately 10:45 p.m., showing San Antonio police officer James Brennan's perspective as he arrives at a McDonald's on Blanco Road for an unrelated disturbance call. Brennan, a probationary officer with only 7 months on the force, spots a maroon sedan he believes had fled from him during a traffic stop the previous day. Believing the car might be stolen because its license plates didn't match the vehicle's registration, he calls for backup, but decides to approach the car alone.
Get out of the car.
As the officer nears the vehicle, 17-year-old Eric Cantu is visible in the driver's seat, eating a hamburger with his girlfriend, Emily Prue, in the passenger seat. Without announcing himself, Officer Brennan abruptly opens the car door and orders Cantu to get out. Startled, Cantu questions the officer's command and puts the car in reverse. As the car moves backward, the open door swings with it. Brennan steps back and within seconds fires 5 rounds into the vehicle at point-blank range. As Cantu attempts to drive away, the officer fires 5 more times. The officer can be heard yelling, "Shots fired," into his radio as the car flees the parking lot. Cantu, struck by multiple bullets, drove for about a block before stopping. He was rushed to the hospital in critical condition, where he remained on life support for several weeks with gunshot wounds to his stomach, lungs, and arm. His passenger was not physically injured. Bronx, New York. On the morning of April 21, 2023, at approximately 8:55 a.m., a tense encounter between NYPD officers and a man armed with a knife and scissors outside an assisted living facility at 972 Washington Avenue in the Bronx culminated in the man being shot by police. The incident, captured on the body-worn cameras of Officer Penna-Diaz and Officer Voch, highlights the challenges officers face when confronting individuals in the throes of a mental health crisis. The body cam footage begins with Officer Penna-Diaz exiting his patrol car and hurrying towards a chaotic scene. A man in a blue shirt and khaki pants is seen being pursued by another individual. Bystanders can be heard shouting, and the situation appears volatile. As the officers approach, the man in the blue shirt, a 39-year-old resident of the facility with a documented history of mental illness, is seen holding a sharp object. Officers repeatedly order him to drop the weapon. The footage from Officer Voch's camera shows the man turning and moving towards a civilian before officers intervene. Ignoring the officers' commands, the man then charges towards them. Officer Voch deploys his taser, which appears to strike the man, causing him to fall to the ground. Simultaneously, Officer Penna-Diaz fires his service weapon multiple times. The man is struck and falls to the pavement. A knife is visible on the ground near him. Sacramento, California, on the evening of August 27, 2022, a violent encounter between police and a woman named Rosetta Hale ended in her death. The incident, which began with a report of an assault, escalated quickly, resulting in an officer being stabbed and the fatal shooting of the 43-year-old suspect. The events began to unfold just before 7:30 p.m., when a Sacramento police officer was flagged down by a victim who claimed to have been physically assaulted by a woman. The victim provided a description of the suspect, which was relayed to other officers arriving in the area. Soon after, an officer spotted a woman, later identified as Rosetta Hale, who matched the suspect's description. When the officer attempted to stop her, Hale fled on foot down an alley off Del Paso Boulevard. Body cam and surveillance footage show the officer pursuing Hale in his patrol car, repeatedly ordering her to stop, but she continued to flee. As Hale ran down the alley, a second officer, identified in some reports as K-9 Officer Tim Martin, arrived at the opposite end, blocking her path. He exited his vehicle and commanded her to stop. Instead, Hale charged at the officer, pulled out a knife and stabbed him in the arm, causing a serious injury. The officer pushed her to the ground, and as she attempted to get back up, with the knife still in her hand, both officers opened fire, striking her multiple times. The entire shooting incident lasted approximately 2 seconds. Following the shooting, additional officers arrived, and after about 4 minutes, approached Hale, who was still armed. They removed the knife from under her and began to render emergency medical aid.
Despite their efforts, Rosetta Hale was pronounced dead at the scene. The officer who was stabbed was transported to a hospital for surgery and has since been recovering. This incident highlights the unpredictable and dangerous nature of police work and the split-second decisions officers must make. The stabbing of an officer underscores the potential for violence, even in what may initially seem like a routine call. For public safety, it serves as a stark reminder of the dangers of armed individuals and the potential for rapid escalation in encounters with law enforcement.
26.
60 stab. She's down. Still has a knife on her.
Get this tighter for me, bud.
We're stable for now.
Here, almost. It's right there.
I got it. Look, my hand.
Stand to the fire stage.
Sergeant, right back.
Right back, station 12.
Good? Alright. Where you at? Okay. See it. Hey, get medical! Get medical! 28. Code 3 fire.
Sergeant, she's slowly running.
Stop! Stop right there!
More!
From this incident, several lessons can be drawn. It reinforces the importance of de-escalation training for officers, though in this case the rapid nature of the attack left little time for such tactics. It also emphasizes the critical need for officers to have immediate access to medical equipment, such as the tourniquet the injured officer applied to his own arm. For the public, it illustrates the grave consequences of fleeing from and assaulting law enforcement officers. The availability of multiple camera angles from body cams and surveillance footage also proves invaluable for transparency and for understanding the sequence of events in such critical incidents.
Los Angeles, California. On August 18, 2023, at approximately 6:40 a.m. in the Watts area of Los Angeles, a 911 call reporting a man with a gun in an alley near East 103rd Street and Lou Dillon Avenue prompted a police response. The video begins with the audio of the 911 call, where a citizen reports a man carrying what appears to be a gun. Body-worn camera footage then shows Los Angeles Police Department officers arriving at the scene and locating the suspect, later identified as 25-year-old Urias Saucedo, in an alley. Officers can be heard giving Saucedo commands to show his hands. The situation quickly escalates as Saucedo, who is seated, produces what appears to be a handgun. Officers repeatedly yell at him to drop it and drop the gun. Despite the officer's commands, Saucedo raises the weapon, leading to an officer-involved shooting. After being struck by gunfire, Saucedo drops the object and falls to the ground. Officers then move in, secure the weapon, and take him into custody. It was later determined that the weapon was a replica-style hand-downer. Urias Saucedo was transported to a local hospital for treatment and was subsequently booked on charges of resisting an executive officer. No officers or other civilians were injured during the incident.
On the ground! Get on the ground! Drop the gun! Drop the gun! 1881. Get on the ground! Get on the ground! 1881. Shots fired. Officer needs help. We're going to be in the east-west alley. We're going to be south of 103rd between Lou Dillon and Anzac and Lou Dillon. Turn around! Turn around! Get on the ground! Hey, get covered! Get covered! Hey!
This incident highlights the split-second decisions law enforcement officers face when confronted with the potential deadly threat. The presence of a realistic-looking replica firearm creates a significant danger for both the public and the police, as officers must treat it as a real weapon until proven otherwise. This event underscores the importance of public awareness regarding the risks associated with carrying replica firearms in public and serves as a critical training scenario for law enforcement in de-escalation tactics and use of force decision-making under high-stress conditions.
Join us next time for more thrilling action and non-stop excitement Hit the subscribe button and stay tuned. We are just getting started.